Hi everyone, Oscar here at Classic Cars Today Online. So in this video, we're going to do a read-through of the 1985 factory issue Mercedes-Benz S-Class brochure for the United States market. I'll read the text and you'll see pictures of the pages as I go through the different S-Class models. A lot of details are covered, and you may notice the brochure repeats itself a little bit when talking about features that all of the model variations have. But it's worth a watch all the way through just to experience Mercedes-Benz's own well-crafted and classically written salesmanship from this era. If you're not familiar with this generation of S-Class, it's the top-of-the-line offering from Mercedes that ran from model years 1980 through 1991, actually through 1992 in markets such as South Africa. It was given the code name W126 body inside the company, and I'll refer to it here as that. Or I may just say 126 at times. The W126 is considered one of the most influential designs in the company's history. When you think about it, it's hard to deny these cars exude power and sophistication at a very high level, one of the reasons they still inspire imitation today. These models were one of the sleeker designs on the road when they were introduced in the fall of 1979, and they were among the first modern luxury cars that had features such as anti-lock brakes, airbags, traction control, and more. One design detail most people overlook about the W126 is that it introduced plastic bumper covers that wrapped all the way around the sides until they got to the wheel openings in the front and rear. This cleaned up the lines of the car from the previous generation in a big way, and in a few years all automakers were doing the same thing. Lots of films in the 1980s and 90s used W126s, usually driven by powerful bad guys. So it's fair to say the W126 is a major motion picture star for its classic styling and clean lines that haven't diminished even by modern standards. And the most powerful version, the 500 SEL, was the preferred personal car of choice of practically every Formula One driver during this time. So here we go with the factory text. Page 1 of the 1985 S-Class sedan and coupe brochure. It starts with company history, and we'll call it Chapter 1. Inside cover, pages A and B. There simply isn't a longer or more lustrous pedigree in the automotive world than that of Mercedes-Benz. The co-inventors of the automobile were also co-founders of the company that today builds Mercedes-Benz cars and trucks. They were the engineers Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz. Their separate companies, after decades of individual success and often keen rivalry, merged in 1926 to become Daimler-Benz AG. The name Mercedes for Daimler-built automobiles had been coined in 1901 in honor of Mercedes Jelinek, daughter of a close Daimler associate. Engineering creativity has marked the company from its earliest days. The list of technical innovations made by the Daimler and Benz firms and later by Mercedes-Benz together is staggering. The breadth of those technical innovations and automotive firsts may be more remarkable still. They include the engine that powered the winner of the world's first recorded automobile race, the first truck ever built, the first coupe, the first diesel-powered production automobile, and more. In the modern age, Mercedes-Benz has introduced such critical technical advances as gasoline fuel injection, the turbo diesel engine, and the disc-type brake to production passenger automobiles. Mercedes-Benz engineering expertise has been successfully applied not only to passenger cars, but to virtually every form of over-the-road transport. Thus, the builder of some of the automobile world's most awe-inspiring limousines has also built some of the world's most efficiency-minded passenger cars in the form of diesel-powered automobiles. The three-pointed star that adorned the winners in more than 4,000 racing events over a 68-year competition career, a career marked by 5 world racing championships, is the same three-pointed star that adorns a vast range of Mercedes-Benz trucks and buses sold around the world today. Having forged so much automotive history, Mercedes-Benz feels a responsibility to help preserve it. The world's first practical gasoline-powered automobile and countless other pioneering vehicles are today housed in the Daimler-Benz Museum on the factory grounds in Stuttgart, a stone's throw from the site of Gottlieb Daimler's original workshop. Mercedes-Benz automobiles are sold today in more than 170 countries. The need to design for customers in climates from subarctic to subtropic, and for almost every conceivable road and driving condition known to man, is a prime motivating factor in the legendary Mercedes-Benz emphasis on durability and reliability. Mercedes-Benz engineers take an average of 7 years to create, develop, test, and refine a new design before it's pronounced fit to be manufactured and sold to the public. To retain quality control, Mercedes-Benz designs and builds its own automatic transmissions and many other components that could be bought from outside suppliers, and develops many of its own skilled craftsmen by way of a company apprentice training program. The Mercedes-Benz Safety Center in Sindelfingen, near Stuttgart, is one of the world's most elaborately equipped private automotive safety facilities. Production models representing millions of dollars in labor and materials have been scientifically destroyed here in exhaustive safety tests. The ultimate product of those 99 years of technological leadership is the 10 Mercedes-Benz automobile models for 1985. Each is an automobile of supremely balanced capabilities, designed to score higher in more different areas while sacrificing less than any other car. An automobile mature enough in conception and design to avoid extremes in any single area in favor of extreme competence overall. The ultimate result is an automobile engineered like no other car in the world. Page 1. The philosophy and the 99 years of expertise described on the prior pages have yielded notable results for 1985. Consider the 5 models described on the pages that follow. The legendary Mercedes-Benz quest for technical perfection has brought, in addition to numerous other refinements, a major technological advance to the 300 SD, 380 SE, 500 SEL, and 500 SEC as standard equipment. The remarkable anti-lock braking system, perhaps the single greatest advance in passenger car braking control since the advent of the disc brake. Addition of ABS to these already formidable exercises in engineering leadership not only helps make them better automobiles for 1985, it arguably helps make them the best automobiles Mercedes-Benz has ever built. We believe after you have read and considered all the information in this brochure, you'll be inclined to agree. Mercedes-Benz for 1985. Displayed here on pages 2 and 3 is the complete line of Mercedes-Benz automobiles available in North America for 1985. Mercedes-Benz has never offered a wider spectrum of choices than these 10 models represent. There's no duplication. Each is a meticulously engineered solution to a particular set of needs and tastes. You're likely to find one model of the 1985 Mercedes-Benz range precisely tailored to your personal requirements. Perhaps more than one: sedans and coupes, a roadster, and a station wagon. Gasoline, diesel, and turbo diesel power, personalities from stately to sporting. Such is the breadth of choice today that it's not uncommon for more than a single Mercedes-Benz automobile to be serving the needs of a single household. Elsewhere in this brochure, you'll be fully briefed about the engineering equipment, performance, and driving personalities of the 300 SD sedan, the 380 SE sedan, the 500 SEL long wheelbase sedan, and the 500 SEC coupe. Other brochures are available, which similarly analyze the other series that round out the 1985 Mercedes-Benz line. You'll find the information in each of those brochures varies from model to model according to individual features and details and performance levels. But the message you ultimately take away is, in all cases, precisely the same. This is because there may be 10 different Mercedes-Benz models, but there's only one way of designing a Mercedes-Benz, and one way of building a Mercedes-Benz. You'll look in vain for signs that engineering integrity or quality of assembly diminish in accordance with price. You'll find the emphasis on safety in the most affordable Mercedes-Benz to be the same as in the most expensive Mercedes-Benz. You will find that in every vital measurement of automotive worth, what defines one Mercedes-Benz defines them all. In short, you'll find no double standard, but one unvarying, inflexible standard prevailing in 1985 as it has prevailed since 1886. You can choose from those 10 models shown above, knowing that the one you select will not be a better automobile than the others, but only a different automobile. Diesel or gasoline, sedan or station wagon, or coupe or roadster, a Mercedes-Benz is a Mercedes-Benz. Page 4. The 500 SEL sedan and 500 SEC coupe are powered by a 5-liter gasoline V8, the 380 SE sedan by a 3.8-liter gasoline V8, and the 300 SD sedan by a 3-liter, 5-cylinder turbo diesel engine. Each of these engines is machined and finished to such standards that machining tolerances far finer than a human hair are not uncommon. The 5-liter gasoline V8 is the king of Mercedes-Benz engines. There's a wrapped-in velvet plushness about its flow of power that feels as remarkable as the power itself. Reports Car and Driver magazine, if there exists a more refined version of a large displacement internal combustion engine, it has yet to come to our attention. One refinement is a second-generation CIS fuel injection system, as notable for its mechanical simplicity as it is for its incredible precision. Experience once again tells, having pioneered fuel injection in its world champion race cars, Mercedes-Benz adopted it on production models over 30 years ago and has been exploiting this early start ever since. Valve actuation is by overhead camshafts to help the engine breathe more freely. Exhaust valves are sodium-filled. During engine running, the sodium can liquefy and so help cool the valves. The 3.8-liter gasoline V8 duplicates much of this mighty power plant's advanced technology in an engine 24% smaller in displacement. It develops its torque at low engine speed and maintains it through the driving range, providing quick, strong throttle response in virtually all conditions. Vibration and noise in both the 5-liter and 3.8-liter gasoline V8s are simply insignificant. Both of these engines shatter the convention that says a production V8 block must be cast in iron for proper strength and durability. The blocks of both are cast in a special aluminum alloy, helping make these V8s as noticeable for the weight they save as for the power they generate. The casting method is what makes these as heat and wear resistant as conventional heavy iron engine blocks. It's the low-pressure, closed-deck technology, which is very slow and costly, that yields a magnificently dense and rugged alloy. Within that alloy itself are studded millions of microscopic, rock-hard silicon crystals, so hard that the engine's cylinder walls must be machined by diamond-tipped tools. The cylinder walls are then electrochemically etched to leave a 1/2000th of a millimeter thickness of silicon standing out from the aluminum surface. It's against smooth, slippery silicon crystals that the piston rings run. Wear resistance, indeed. Every V8 block is X-rayed after casting as one of numerous individual quality audits, then microscopically checked to confirm the required 1/150th to 1/20th of silicon crystal on every 0.8 mm squared of cylinder contact surface. Page 5. The 300SD's turbo diesel engine combines the performance boost of turbocharging with an already responsive 3-liter, 5-cylinder diesel power plant. The result is vivid over-the-road performance without sacrificing diesel efficiency or durability. Pedigree once again shows. Mercedes-Benz introduced the production turbo diesel engine to the automotive world shortly after smashing 9 world speed records with a special 195-mile-per-hour C111 research vehicle, powered by an engine almost identical in design. Turbocharging creates virtually free extra energy by diverting and rerouting the running engine's own exhaust gases. The functional heart of the system is the turbocharger itself. Deep inside the turbocharger housing rotate a pair of vaned wheels on a common shaft. Exhaust gases are directed against the vanes of the turbine wheel, spinning the shaft and simultaneously rotating the second wheel compressor impeller. Capable of turning at 100,000 revolutions per minute, this impeller sucks in fresh air, compresses it, and rams the supercharged air into the cylinders. The result? 45% more horsepower and 53% more torque than the same engine developed without a turbo. Exemplifying the sophistication of that engine design is the special system employed to cool its own pistons as they move. Tiny nozzles placed below each cylinder bore and linked to the engine's main oil circuit shoot continuous synchronized jets of oil up into grooves cast in the piston crowns, continuously absorbing heat. Its hefty torque increase over a similar engine, naturally aspirated, allows fitting of a taller rear axle ratio. So the more powerful turbo diesel uses less fuel to cover a given distance than a naturally aspirated version. The models described in this brochure are fitted with a hydraulic 4-speed torque converter automatic transmission shown in these cutaway illustrations. It's designed to shift both quickly and crisply through the gears without hesitation or lurch. Indeed, this automatic can actually shift slightly quicker than even the quickest human hand. It's also designed to be shifted manually, if you prefer. Note that the lever looks and feels like a manual and is mounted beside your right thigh on the transmission tunnel. A unique shift gate design permits shifting by feel, without constant furtive glances down to find what gear you're in. A kickdown device, actuated by a firm tap of the throttle pedal, drops you down into the next lowest gear for moments when a quick burst of passing power is required. Chapter 3. A cultivated blend of handling finesse and riding comfort. Page 6. Our suspension design is grounded in an idea pioneered in 1931 that's been ceaselessly refined ever since. It's been more than half a century since Mercedes-Benz built a series production automobile without fully independent suspension. The secret of handling sure-footedness, especially in handling extremes, is to keep the maximum amount of tire surface area on the road at all times. Independently suspending each wheel on its axle is a technical prerequisite to that end, so that momentary displacement of one wheel by a rut, bump, or other deformity cannot disrupt the road contact of the others. The car's ride is meanwhile smoothed by the independent suspension's trait of minimizing the impact of any given jolt. Each such blow is absorbed and contained at each individual wheel and not, as in solid rear axle designs, transmitted throughout the whole rear suspension. The fully independent principle, highly refined over 54 years, forms the basis of suspension design in all Mercedes-Benz models described in this brochure. Suspension geometry is devised to counteract the kinetic forces generated by hard braking or brisk acceleration. Nosedive and panic stops and squatting down of the rear and sudden takeoff are minimized. This makes a big difference in ensuring the ride is as controlled and as level as possible. The dreaded luxury car lurch is startlingly absent even in substantial Mercedes-Benz sedans such as the 500 SEL. Body roll during side-to-side balance shifts is countered by sturdy built-in anti-sway bars. Every shock absorber in every Mercedes-Benz is of the dual-chamber type, featuring a secondary filled with pressurized nitrogen gas in addition to the oil-filled main chamber. Sophisticated damping control helps fine-tune the ride. The suspension's 4 coil springs are carefully cross-matched before assembly. The more harmonized their deflection characteristics, the more harmonized the car's ride is. Wheels forged in weight-saving light alloy are fitted to every U.S. market Mercedes-Benz. The suspension of each of these cars is designed to help maintain as favorable a ratio of sprung to unsprung weight as possible, because the lighter its wheels, key suspension components, and other unsprung elements are, the nimbler and surer-footed the car is. Even body design can contribute to handling and riding competence. For example, the Mercedes-Benz unit type body. It provides a rigid, precisely aligned structure on which to mount the suspension system, promoting more precise suspension behavior. Page 7. Bumper-to-bumper length of even the largest Mercedes-Benz models is kept as short as practicality allows. Because the trimmer the car, the more agile the car, the wheelbase is as long as feasible within the total length to establish a high polar moment of inertia and the steadiest possible ride, and the track is as wide as possible to create a stable base and to better resist lateral forces. The weight of a Mercedes-Benz is distributed between front and rear axles as evenly as possible, because a well-balanced automobile is more likely to be a neutral handling and predictable one. The recirculating ball steering mechanism provided in every Mercedes-Benz is more complex and costlier to fabricate than the commonly used rack and pinion system. So be it, Mercedes-Benz standards must be upheld. It is 24 steel ball bearings circulating within this ingenious unit that impart such liquid smoothness and lack of friction to the steering feel of a Mercedes-Benz. The steering system has a built-in shock absorber that intercepts bad jolts as you pound along over the potholes before they can jar your hands on the wheel. The engineers refuse to cheat you of a sensitive steering feel. The hydraulic power assist that so lightens steering effort is designed to also sense steering resistance, feeding power into the system progressively. More resistance brings more power, helpful in low-speed parking. When there's less resistance, as in highway driving, less power assistance is supplied. You retain that vital feel of the road in your fingertips at all times. Every Mercedes-Benz in this brochure is girded against the demands imposed by repeated hard and sudden stops with a system built around 4 power-assisted disc brakes. Front discs measure 11 inches in diameter and are ventilated for extra cooling efficiency. Unlike drum-type brakes, the disc inherently resists fading in panic stops. It shrugs off the effects of water, dirt, and dust. It even adjusts itself. Small wonder that Mercedes-Benz led the industry by going to disc brakes on production automobiles as early as 1961. As of 1985, the 300SD, 380SE, 500SEL, and 500SEC are fitted with an anti-lock braking system known as ABS as standard equipment. ABS is designed to enhance driver control by complementing a car's conventional braking system with electronically monitored sensors acting on both front wheels and the drive pinion of the rear axle. In a moving car, the sensors constantly signal the rotational speed of the wheels to the electronic control unit. When the brakes are applied and the onset of wheel slip is detected, the control unit is alerted and regulates fluid pressure in the brake lines, pulsing the brake pads against the discs as often as 10 times per second. The design aim of ABS is to greatly reduce the risk of the car's wheels locking up in sudden stops. It's to help the driver to slow down quickly and smoothly in critical situations, during hard cornering, for example, and almost regardless of road conditions such as wet pavement. Even in sudden braking on the worst of road conditions, ABS is intended to help the car stay steerable. The system is designed to constantly monitor itself and to shut down should any malfunction occur, which would be indicated by a dashboard warning lamp. In the event that ABS should ever malfunction, the car's conventional four-wheel disc brake system would not be affected. Even without ABS, the braking system provided in every Mercedes-Benz is reassuringly strong and reliable. Chapter 4. You're not only in the soft lap of luxury, but in the sure hands of ergonomic science. Page 8. Mercedes-Benz interior design proves that an efficient workplace can also be supremely comfortable, because they approach interior design and layout with the belief that an automobile cockpit is not a lounge or living room, but a mobile workplace. Decoration never interferes with function. The driver's complex workload is eased by efficient design and orderly placement of all instruments and controls. Every major driving control is so logically placed and shaped that when properly positioned and belted in behind the wheel, you can operate each one without shifting your body an inch or having to take your eyes off the road. The speedometer and other critical gauges are clustered directly ahead of your forward line of vision. Checking them barely requires that you shift your eyes from outside to inside. The four crucial action controls such as horn, headlight flasher, wipers, and washer can be fingertip actuated without removing hands from the wheel. The headlight switch and an electronic cruise control lever are both placed where only the driver can reach them. The comprehensive electronic cruise control incorporates an operating memory. If you touch the brake pedal and the system automatically cancels itself, you can later resume the preset cruising speed with one tap of a finger. Every Mercedes-Benz seat is a biomechanical support system designed to firmly cradle the human body and help lessen the fatigue that can creep up in prolonged sitting, stiffening the joints and cramping the leg muscles. In the 500SEL sedan, electric adjustment is extended to the rear seat as well. Front and rear seats in this flagship Mercedes-Benz sedan are also electrically heated at the touch of a button. The driver's seat shown here, fashioned in the upholstery works of Mercedes-Benz, utilizes 5 separate padded layers over a steel spring core. Seat springs are tuned to the car's suspension motions, helping damp out millions of tiring oscillations. Drivers and front passengers' seats in most models described in this brochure are electrically adjustable by means of an ingenious seat facsimile control on the adjacent door panel. The driver's control incorporates a 2-setting memory function, as does the front passenger's control in the 500SEL sedan and 500SEC coupe. Additionally, for 1985, drivers and front passengers' headrests are electrically adjustable as well, with 2-setting memory function. Page 9. Placement and actuation of the automatic transmission's shifting lever exemplifies the smoothing of the man-machine interaction known as ergonomics. It's mounted on the transmission tunnel by the driver's right thigh so that the hand falls easily to the padded, palm-sized grip. Moving the lever itself demands no awkward rotation of the wrist or forearm, and the ingeniously stepped shift gate lets you feel your way from gear to gear without constant glances down to check what gear you're in. Not even the steering wheel in a Mercedes-Benz is ordinary. It feels large because it is larger by anatomic design. Better leverage, less steering effort, and more restful to the arms over long driving distances. Driver visibility in all directions is excellent. Both outside mirrors can be driver adjusted without fuss. Both mirrors automatically begin to heat themselves when the outside temperature nears freezing. Driver information is comprehensive and easily absorbed via analog speedometer, tachometer, oil pressure, fuel level, and engine temperature gauges. A chronometer, fuel consumption, and outside temperature indicators are also provided. You're kept informed even about the condition of your brakes with a red warning light designed to blink on should the front pads ever reach a preset wear limit. Constantly replenished fresh air, warmed or cooled as conditions require, is furnished by an automatic climate control system. About every 20 seconds, it completely exchanges the interior air supply. The interior temperature you prefer can be set once and automatically be maintained year-round. There are 13 ventilation outlets in the cabins of all S-classes, including a separate ventilation console for the convenience of rear passengers. All models feature a central locking system that secures all doors, the trunk lid, and fuel filler door. It's operated from the driver's and front passenger's doors as well as the trunk lock. The radio provided is an electronically tuned AM/FM stereo radio with an integrated stereo cassette tape player. The radio's automatic signal-seeking function includes 3 different levels of sensitivity. The radio and cassette play through 4 individual speakers, adjustable for balance by a handy thumb wheel. Chapter 5. Beneath that impeccable finish, a structure of formidable strength. Page 10. How Mercedes-Benz matches efficient design with efficient construction. The very shape of a Mercedes-Benz body is an exercise in function. Note that the coefficient of aerodynamic drag achieved by every sedan in this brochure is a sleek 0.37, a level of wind-cheating efficiency equaled only by a handful of cars sold in North America, and achieved without styling extension. Subtly grafted into Mercedes body design is an entire system of airflow management meant to harness the flow of air as it passes over and around the moving car and turn it into a driving ally in foul weather. Those deep channels integrated into the outer edges of the windshield pillars, for example, are meant to intercept rainwater as it's swept aside by the wipers, aerodynamically routing it upward and rearward along the roof and away from the side windows. Outside mirrors are shrouded in aerodynamically shaped housings designed to deflect swirling water from the mirror face. Run a finger over a Mercedes-Benz taillight. It's deeply ribbed because wind tunnel tests show that the recessed areas remain sheltered in wet weather from vortices of airborne slush and water churned up in the slipstream of a moving car. This way, the lights stay cleaner and more visible. This diagram illustrates the path of air over a moving Mercedes-Benz sedan. It's smooth because it's efficiently managed. The body's structure is designed for maximum possible rigidity. Its basis is a steel platform. The superstructure of pillars and cross members then welded to this platform creates a monocoque or unit-type body, a body whose platform and chassis are united into a single structure. Page 11. The resulting combination of solidity and resistance to torsional stress is remarkable. Because no nuts or bolts are used to join separate body and frame assemblies, there aren't any nuts or bolts to work loose later in a chorus of squeaks and rattles. Mercedes-Benz abandoned conventional body and frame construction in 1951 in favor of the unit body. It's no coincidence that the Mercedes-Benz concept of a rigid central body structure featuring front and rear sections programmed to collapse on major impact dates from this era. Perhaps as much as its strength and efficiency, it's the Unibody's safety potential that impresses the engineers. The 5,000-plus welding points in these Mercedes-Benz body shells are put precisely where the engineers want them for maximum strength. Seams and joints in each raw metal body are then soldered, leaded, and brazed into near invisibility by hand craftsmanship. Burrs and metal blemishes are ground and hand sanded. Every door, deck lid, and engine hood is manually checked for exact fit. Welded seams and surfaces are daubed with zinc-rich paint before the car is painted in the belief that it's never too early to begin taking steps against corrosion. Elsewhere, hollow body sections are injected with an anti-corrosive wax that's also applied to fuel lines, plastic-coated brake lines, and sprayed throughout the engine compartment. The thick layer of undercoating bonded to the underside of every Mercedes-Benz adds more than 30 pounds, and a further barrier against corrosion to the finished car. The technological sophistication of Mercedes-Benz automobiles extends even to the way they're primed, painted, and otherwise protected against the inroads of corrosion. Beneath that smooth and lustrous surface is a multiple-layer system of protection. Deep inside the body and under the car are further measures designed to thwart the effects of moisture, winter road salt, stone chipping, and other hazards. The entire body is degreased during zinc phosphating and pre-cleaning in preparation for painting, creating a porous crystalline surface to improve paint adhesion and increase anti-corrosive effectiveness. Primer is next applied in a dipping process that coats all outer and inner body surfaces. A plasticized vinyl coating is hand-applied to all interior and exterior welded seams, while the belly is undercoated. The entire lower portion of the body receives its own layer of plasticized vinyl coating for extra protection from gravel and flying debris. After the primer filler is baked dry, it's followed by the finish coat. On metallic finishes, base coat and clear coat are applied. The process is complete only after anti-corrosion wax protection has been sprayed onto the underside, into the engine bay, into hollow body spaces, and onto fuel and brake lines, as well as other components exposed to corrosive influences. Chapter 6. Safety is not merely a priority, it is the priority. Protecting the occupant's well-being may be the ultimate automotive efficiency. Page 12. A strikingly comprehensive number of safety features have been designed into every new Mercedes-Benz. It's remarkable how many of them are the result not of government safety mandates, but of the safety mandates of Mercedes-Benz. Long before automotive safety became a major social and governmental issue, it had been accepted as a responsibility by Mercedes-Benz. For example, the company had built a safety prototype as far back as the 1930s. It's a fact that the best safety protection is active avoidance of trouble. Swift, precise mechanical reflexes can often help the driver maneuver his way around potential dangers. Thus, the Mercedes-Benz emphasis on steering accuracy, handling agility, road-holding tenacity, and reliable brakes. And thus, the Mercedes-Benz trait of neutral, predictable handling behavior. Any automobile can perform superbly in the hands of a professional test driver, but a Mercedes-Benz is set up to handle superbly even in the hands of the average driver. From controls designed and placed to be as mistake-proof as possible, to superb driver visibility, to seats intended to help alleviate fatigue, even the interior environment of a Mercedes-Benz is calculated to play a role in the active avoidance of trouble. But trouble may at some time be simply unavoidable. The engineering challenge then shifts from active to passive safety, designing in measures that help protect the car's occupants if an impact ultimately does occur. Occupant protection in an impact starts with the body shell itself. Note the crash test photos and the diagrams shown here. The car's front and rear body sections are designed as crumple zones. Instead of rigidly resisting a major impact, they're constructed to progressively yield, crumpling in on themselves like a metal accordion, bearing the brunt of the impact and absorbing kinetic energy before its full force can penetrate to the passenger shell within. Page 13. By contrast, the passenger shell itself is built with extreme rigidity. Its network of sturdy steel pillars guards against not only front and rear impacts, but also against blows from the side and rollover situations. Every Mercedes-Benz in this brochure has its fuel tank mounted over the rear axle, well forward of the rear bumper, and shielded by metal bulkheads. The fuel filler pipe is a corrugated tube designed to bend and yield on force of impact. The engineers have devoted special attention to the steering system. Note that the steering gearbox is placed well behind the front axle, and the steering column is ingeniously programmed to be deformable in order to help soak up kinetic energy in a frontal or oblique impact. The steering wheel hub is also programmed to deform. Its surface is a large, concave padded plate meant to help spread the force of impact between the wheel and the chest of the driver over as wide an area as possible. As noted elsewhere, the supplemental restraint system is available on every S-Class, standard on the 500S EL and 500S EC, and optional at extra cost on the 300SD and 380 SE. But more about the supplemental restraint system. First, the most effective occupant restraint system known is the 3-point seatbelt. For 1985, all front seatbelts are improved with an emergency tensioning retractor to gently but firmly tighten seatbelts in a major frontal impact, enhancing occupant restraint. Additionally, the Mercedes-Benz supplemental restraint system, consisting of a driver's side airbag and padded knee bolster, adds to the cause of occupant restraint. A major frontal impact triggers an electronic sensor that signals the airbag to inflate to full inflation within 45 milliseconds, cushioning the driver's head and upper body and minimizing contact with the steering wheel. Simultaneously, the emergency tensioning retractors pull the seatbelts tight. This entire sequence takes less time than the blink of an eye. The system is designed to Mercedes-Benz standards of precision and reliability and has been proven in 15 years of development and 450 million miles of use worldwide. Chapter 7. The 300SD Sedan. Page 14. The 300SD's combination of practicality and comfort make it an attractive choice as a family sedan. Yet this diesel-powered automobile is both civilized and capable enough to serve admirably as a corporate flagship. Interior spaciousness and comfort are, in a word, presidential. The rear seating area is livable enough, down to its twin reading lamps, to serve the company president as a temporary mobile office. The 300SD is a superbly competent highway car for those quick trips to the airport or long jaunts to important out-of-town meetings. It accommodates 5 adults and affords 15.2 cubic feet of trunk space for their luggage. But unlike most limousines and large luxury sedans, the 300SD is equally suited in the hustle and bustle of the downtown areas where the most corporate business is centered. It's an agile automobile with a turning circle of only 39 feet. And it's a strikingly efficient automobile. For example, at idling speeds, that diesel engine burns only 1/4 as much fuel as a gasoline engine of the same size. Both the turbo diesel engine and the 300SD are engineered to keep performing year in and year out, immune to changing automotive fashions. This car may finally free you from that dreary cycle of buying and trading in and buying again. The 300SD, as a turbo diesel and as a Mercedes-Benz, conveys a message to the world as favorable to corporate owners as to individuals. It says you're efficiency-minded, far-sighted, and shrewd. You enjoy life behind the wheel of an automobile designed to satisfy the senses as well as the intellect. The term driver's car applies to the 300SD as it does to only a few other contemporary sedans. The turbocharged 5-cylinder diesel engine can get you quickly from 0 to 55 miles per hour, and then cruise so smoothly and quietly at that speed that you'll forget it's a diesel. Mercedes-Benz engineers have spent more than 49 years in diesel engine research and development, aiming for just such results. Placed in a special Mercedes-Benz research vehicle, the prototype of this engine powered the C111 through a 12-hour 1978 run at 195 miles per hour, setting 9 world speed records and altering the image of the diesel engine forever. You are well insulated from undue noise and vibration as the 300SD sweeps along. For instance, the hum of the engine is isolated from the cabin by 2 firewalls. Thick double sealing around the doors helps block out wind and road noise. The car resists clattering and rattling as it pounds over potholed back roads, since the body and chassis are welded at 5,300 individual points into a rigid monocoque structure. Page 15. Long and patient research work created a body that registers a mere 0.37 coefficient of aerodynamic drag, without styling extremism and without sacrificing interior volume. Its wind-cheating purity of form helps the 300SD to further cut running noise by cutting down wind turbulence at highway speeds. You feel almost part of this substantial sedan as you finesse your way through winding, weaving roads at brisk velocities. It's no slow-witted traditional luxury sedan, but a highly roadworthy machine. Suspension design emphasizes road-holding tenacity, not a spongy soft boulevard ride. It features a fully independent suspension, augmented by 4 coil springs with diagonal pivot rear axle and 4 gas-pressurized shock absorbers. Zero-offset front suspension geometry is devised to reduce the influences of road surface conditions on the directional stability of the car, virtually forcing the front wheels to follow a true forward path, even over rough surfaces and in sudden stops. Page 16. Like every Mercedes-Benz, the 300SD is designed for unstressed driving. The steering system is neither slow, slack, nor overly quick. Instead, it's exquisitely accurate, allowing you to guide this 17-foot-long automobile almost as precisely as a sports car. The automatic transmission makes automatic respectable, and every automated gear change is smooth and efficient. In fact, this hydraulic wizard can actually shift in 1/10 of a second, and is programmed to select the correct gear ratio at the correct instant for optimum efficiency. For 1985, a revised torque converter design helps quicken engine performance at lower RPMs, reducing the time before the turbocharger cuts in and enhancing response. You can flick the gear shift lever through its stepped gate and change gears manually should you prefer. Braking is via four 11-inch discs integrated with the Mercedes-Benz anti-lock braking system, a combination that's perhaps the single greatest advance in braking technology since the disc brake itself, with particular safety potential in emergency braking situations. The 300 SD is 3,770 pounds of automobile built to stern Mercedes-Benz strength and durability standards. Yet its body is formed of light alloy space-age materials and low-alloy high-strength steel, because it's also built to stringent weight-saving standards. The seats feel thick, firm, and secure. The driver and front passenger can swiftly and silently adjust their positions at an almost infinite number of angles simply by touching seat-shaped electric controls on the door panels beside them. Even the front headrests can be electrically repositioned. Page 17. The driver's seat and headrest control has a two-setting memory feature built in as well, to record and instantly restore any two favorite seating postures. The cabin's environment is regulated by an automatic climate control system that even extends cooling and fresh air to a ventilation console for the exclusive use of rear seat occupants. Comprehensive electronic cruise control eases driving effort in long-distance highway cruising. The standard AM/FM stereo radio with tape cassette player is also electronic, with a sophisticated automatic three-level signal seeking. The doors, the pillars, and even the backs of both front seats are padded. The floor is carpeted in fine textured velour. The wood you see on the instrument panel and console was cut, finished, and applied by hand. A central locking system instantly and silently secures all doors, the trunk lid, and fuel filler door by turning a key in the locks of either front door or the trunk. Also standard equipment is an anti-theft alarm system designed to protect even the radio and the trunk. Intensive Mercedes-Benz safety research over several decades has spawned myriad design innovations intended to help protect the car's occupants in the event of a major mishap. Front seat belts are equipped with emergency tensioning retractors for 1985 to gently but firmly tighten the belts in a major frontal impact and thus help enhance occupant restraint. Optional at extra cost on the 300 SD is the supplemental restraint system, a seatbelt-based concept incorporating a driver's side airbag and knee bolster designed to further enhance occupant restraint, and thus help lessen the risk of serious injury to the driver in the event of a major frontal impact. Chapter 8. The 380 SE Sedan, page 18. When North American automobile buyers expressed renewed interest in pulse-quickening performance, Mercedes-Benz obliged them last year with the 380 SE Sedan. This seductive combination of a 3.8-liter gasoline V8, a taut 115-inch wheelbase, and all the creature comforts of a senior Mercedes-Benz sedan returns for 1985. But it returns a more technologically advanced automobile than ever. As of the 1985 model year, Mercedes-Benz introduces the superb anti-lock braking system as standard equipment. Known as ABS, this computerized electronic wizard is designed to help prevent the car's wheels from locking up in sudden braking, thus helping it to decelerate quickly and smoothly, whatever the road surface conditions may be. It also helps the driver maintain precise steering control, even on some of the worst road conditions. Although new to North America, the ABS system has been in everyday use on thousands of Mercedes-Benz automobiles across Europe and elsewhere for some years. A superb system, and a proven one. The 380 SE is of course designed to move as smoothly, gracefully, and satisfyingly as it can stop. That V8 engine turns over so unobtrusively that Auto, Motor, and Sport magazine commented, "It hums quietly like a turbine." It meanwhile feels almost devoid of vibration, even at exalted rates of travel. Throttle response in every speed range is lively, and you can sense abundant power in reserve. This is simultaneously the most efficient V8 in Mercedes-Benz history, a performance engine for the 80s. Cast not in iron but light alloy, regulated by a mechanical CIS fuel injection system, both highly sophisticated and highly reliable. Mated with it is a 4-speed torque converter automatic transmission of equal efficiency. Used automatically, one magazine reports, It changes gears even at high speeds with such softness and smoothness that gear changes are hardly noticed by the occupants. You can flick the centrally mounted shift lever through the gears manually should you prefer. The potent V8 and slick shifting transmission permits the 380 SE to be driven with enthusiasm. A road-gripping, fully independent suspension system helps permit this solid 3,700-pound sedan to be driven with confidence. The point of the intricate suspension engineering and handling finesse is to achieve more than driving pleasure. It is to convey the 380 SE and its occupants without drama between point A and point B, whatever may lie between. One benefit is a sense of security that the word comfort fails to properly describe. Page 19. Handling stability is balanced by riding comfort. A German journalist amplifies this point, saying the contours of the road's surface simply become a secondary matter, and a discrete noise in the chassis at most tells the car's occupants that another treacherous pothole was ironed out. Discrete noises are about all one might expect from a chassis and body united by 5 and 300 precise welds into a single, rigid unibody structure. In terms of running and mechanical noise, the 380 SE deserves rank as one of the more nearly silent automobiles Mercedes-Benz has yet produced. There's even an ingenious double firewall placed between the engine compartment and cabin to help further dull sound. You can't even hear the whine of the speedometer cable. It's superseded in the 380 SE by noiseless electronics. Wind noise and its irritation have been muted to virtually nothing. Page 20. The car's body is a wedge of steel and glass, honed down to a mere 0.37 coefficient of aerodynamic drag. Even the outside mirrors are aerodynamically sculptured, and the door handles are sunk almost flush with the car's metal skin. The wipers park themselves below the hood line and out of the airstream. Within that taut exterior shape is ample room for 5 adults, 93 cubic feet of interior volume, to be precise. The age of the bulky automobile may be over. The spacious automobile still lives. The 380 SE's complement of electronic, pneumatic, electric, and power-assisted conveniences underscores the difference between luxury car thinking and Mercedes-Benz thinking. Gimmickry is absent. Controls and instruments are designed not for entertainment value, but for functional efficiency. Twin bucket-type seats are provided for the driver and front passenger, firmly upholstered, thickly padded, and underlaid by steel springs. Front legroom is generous even for 6-footers. There is a convenient center-folding armrest, as well as armrests built into both front door panels. The cabin's greenhouse area has been designed not for styling drama, but for excellent all-around visibility. Every inch of window glass is tinted against outside glare. The driver can precisely adjust their seat cushion height, cushion angle, seat back rake, seat position, and even the headrest height, simply by touching a seat-shaped switch on the door panel. This ingenious electric device also includes a 2-setting memory feature. Page 21. The rear seat measures nearly 5 feet wide and is contoured to help cradle all the occupants. Rear seat amenities include twin pencil beam reading lamps and separate ventilation console. The comprehensive electronic cruise control, headlight flasher, 3-speed windshield wipers, windshield washer, and turn signals can all be operated by the fingers of the driver's left hand while keeping that hand on the steering wheel. Both outside mirrors are electrically heated whenever the outside temperature approaches freezing. Engine oil pressure and coolant temperature levels are indicated not by lights but analog gauges. Instrumentation extends to a tachometer, outside temperature indicator, brake pad wear indicator, economy gauge, and quartz crystal clock. Electric window lifts, emergency tensioning retractors, automatic climate control, electronic AM/FM stereo radio with cassette player, twin reading lamps, a bi-pressure central locking system for all 4 doors, trunk lid and fuel filler door, and a built-in anti-theft alarm system are all on the standard equipment list. Meanwhile, an electric sliding roof panel is optional at no extra cost. The 380 SE is neither styled nor constructed for the short term. The simple functionalism of its appearance promises to be as contemporary in 1995 as it is today. In design, in materials, in the patient care invested in its assembly and finish, this is an automobile built with the long haul in mind. Like every Mercedes-Benz, it's also designed and built with the well-being of its occupants uppermost in mind. Its muscular performance makes the 380 SE a highly exciting automobile. Its sumptuous comfort makes it a highly livable automobile. But perhaps most important of all, the extent and the ingenuity of its safety engineering make it a highly reassuring automobile. Chapter 9: The 500 SEL Sedan. The 500 SEL is engineered to outperform many exotic performance cars while achieving limousine levels of passenger comfort. This mating of the brawny and the plush will seem incongruous only to those unfamiliar with the automotive culture that spawned the 500 SEL. As the flagship Mercedes-Benz sedan, it's designed to be the ultimate highway car on the highways of Europe, the autobahns, autoroutes, and autostradas where sustained high speeds are the norm, places where automotive stamina is worshipped and where inferior automotive engineering would be mercilessly exposed. An environment where luxury is defined not as an abundance of decorative frills, but as an abundance of responsiveness, stability, and road-holding poise. In a recent poll by the German publication Auto Motor und Sport, readers were asked to vote for the car they thought best in the world. More readers voted for the 500 SEL than for any other car. A sign that it's perhaps not only Mercedes-Benz that regards this as the ultimate highway car. The benefits to the North American owner of a sedan engineered for mastery of that harsh European driving environment are obvious. Deep performance margins and reserves that translate into deep reassurance. The 500 SEL 5-liter light alloy V8 engine is a case in point. Designed to permit restful autobahn cruising at speeds double the U.S. national limit, it loafs in virtual silence at 55 miles per hour in top gear. Yet it can so quickly generate so much power and torque that the almost 2-ton 500 SEL could move from a standstill to 55 miles per hour in the time it typically takes to read this sentence aloud. Throttle response is vivid even in the middle speed ranges, helping power you out of sudden emergencies almost before they can become emergencies. Meanwhile, this is one performance engine carefully devised for placid running at slow speeds and at idle. European highway speeds demand clean aerodynamics to reduce power-robbing wind resistance, enhance stability, and prevent shrieking wind noise as the speedometer needle climbs. The 500 SEL gains much of its cruising calmness from a superbly efficient aerodynamic shape. Indeed, its 0.37 coefficient of aerodynamic drag ranks among the lowest ever recorded by a production sedan. Small surprise that a normal conversational tone is possible even at autobahn velocity. Page 27. High speeds demand high-speed stability. The 500 SEL's supple, fully independent suspension system is a crucial element in helping ensure that the wheels of this powerful automobile remain planted on the road. Its handling and maneuverability, remarkable in any sedan, are even more so in a car 17.4 feet long and weighing a solid 30,900 pounds. A spongy, soft luxury car ride would be a dubious luxury indeed in the rarefied conditions for which the 500 SEL was designed. Pitching and wallowing are firmly suppressed. Body roll is minimized by stout anti-sway bars front and rear. Tail squat under sudden acceleration and front-end nosedive in hard braking are thwarted by the extra acceleration and braking torque compensation measures designed into the rear suspension. For 1985, the Mercedes-Benz anti-lock braking system is fitted to the 500 SEL as standard equipment. This electronically controlled device is designed to help prevent the lockup of the car's wheels and maintain steerability in hard braking, almost regardless of road surface conditions. It may be the most dramatic advance in automotive braking efficiency since the advent of disc brakes 24 years ago. Page 28. From the perspective of the driver's seat, this smooth and highly automated machine is no numb-feeling transport module, but one of the more responsive automobiles on the road. Serious driving simply demands sharp reflexes and sensitive controls. Before you is a steering wheel that can cut from lock to lock in 2.9 turns. The recirculating ball steering system feels so sensitive to the nuances of the road that you may not at first believe it is power-assisted. Gear changes occur via a console-mounted 4-speed torque converter. Automatic transmission like no other. Autocar magazine states, where gear selectors are concerned, the Mercedes one with its perfectly arranged Wrigley slot gate and the sturdy lever remains one of the finest automatic arrangements of any car we know. No less impressive than its performance is the 500S EL's habitability. It's difficult to conceive of a more hospitable automotive environment for 5 people. A special seating option is available at extra cost for $1985 in the 500S EL sedan that matches front bucket-type seats with twin rear bucket-type seats, creating a sporting 4-passenger sedan configuration. Both rear seats are electrically adjustable at the front and rear edges at the front of the seat cushions. Within an extended wheelbase of 121 inches is 100 cubic feet of interior volume. Legroom at the front and rear seats well exceeds 3 feet. Fine-cut velour carpeting covers the floor and even the rear parcel shelf. Page 29. The rear bench seat of the 500S EL glides forward or backward beneath you by means of a seat-shaped electronic control similar to those in the front. Front and rear seats are also electrically heated by a device that includes a rapid warm-up feature for winter mornings. An automated climate control system serves the cabin via 13 individual ventilation outlets, including an adjustable ventilation console for rear seat passengers. Set the system once to the precise temperature you prefer, and it will be automatically maintained year-round until you decide to change it. A cursory glance at the cockpit may belie the fact that there are 24 driving controls and 16 various instruments and gauges in the 500S EL. Layout is simple and uncluttered because Mercedes-Benz believes in uncomplicating the driver's task as much as ergonomic design will allow. You can quickly and silently lock the driver's door and all other doors, the trunk lid, and the fuel filler port with the turn of a key. As of 1985, the system can be operated from the driver's and the opposite passenger side doors and at the trunk lid lock. Further protection is provided by a built-in anti-theft alarm, whose protection extends to the trunk lock as well as the electronic stereo radio and tape cassette player. 2 important safety systems have been incorporated into the 500S EL for 1985 as standard equipment: emergency tensioning retractors for both front seat belts, and the Mercedes-Benz supplemental restraint system, which includes a driver's side airbag and knee bolster. Both systems are meant to enhance occupant restraint and thus help lessen the risk of serious injury to the driver and front passenger in a major frontal impact. Chapter 10. The 500S EC Coupe, page 30. The 500S EC blends the qualities of a high-performance sports machine and a sumptuously comfortable 4-passenger touring car. The result is, in car and driver's words, a large, lusty automobile of staggering range and versatility. Only a few fleeting seconds are required to move this 3,715-pound vehicle to 55 miles per hour from a standstill. Once leveled off at 55 with the engine turning lazily at a mere 1900 RPM, the sensation of mechanical calm is almost eerie. Vibration is almost nil. What can be said about its 5-liter, 8-cylinder engine is only that it works with near perfection, concludes Auto Motor on Sport magazine. It works with such vast power reserves that if let loose to exercise the 500S EC on the Mercedes-Benz test track, you would find yourself able to easily cruise at 100 miles per hour in 3rd gear. Exhilarating performance in every speed range, coupled with such mechanical smoothness that it seems to run almost silently at highway speeds. This is an engine and an automobile apart. Yet the 500S EC is engineered for stricter challenges than straight-line acceleration and long, quiet stints on the interstates. Indeed, you might find yourself seeking out the occasional wriggly stretch of back road for the sheer joy of driving, for the pleasure of feeling the 500S EC effortlessly devour the curves and dips and sudden surprises that can fluster lesser cars. This is, after all, no ordinary luxury coupe, but a Mercedes-Benz coupe, fitted with a suspension and running gear sophisticated enough to maintain handling poise even in extremes. Sophisticated enough that you could consider comfortably driving the 500S EC from New York to Los Angeles without ever venturing onto the interstate. Riding quality is superb. According to Car and Driver magazine, the 500S EC ignores bad pavement as if it were a destroyer crossing a sailboat's wake. The steering system deserves particular note. Its combination of a liquid-smooth recirculating ball mechanism and an uncanny sensitive power assist provides both high precision and deep pleasure. The 500 SEC's four-wheel disc braking system is now augmented by the Mercedes-Benz anti-lock braking system. The car's braking action is electronically monitored and hydraulically controlled, helping to prevent the wheels from locking up in sudden, hard braking, almost regardless of the road surface, thereby maintaining the car's steerability and stability. The aim is smooth, sure, straight-line stopping, even when the going is slippery underfoot, permitting maneuverability when the driver needs it. The ABS system must be experienced firsthand to be fully appreciated. Page 31. The 4-speed torque converter automatic transmission was specifically designed by Mercedes-Benz for mating with a large V8 engine. In its smoothness, flexibility, and efficiency, it can be favorably compared with any automatic gearbox in existence. Note that it permits you to shift gears manually as conditions or mood dictate. No sooner do you settle into place behind the steering wheel and turn on the ignition than both you and your front seat passenger are served your seat belts by a silent electronic extender device. You are left no excuse for not buckling up. Each front seat and headrest is electronically adjustable with a 2-setting memory. No fumbling or guesswork. You simply touch the corresponding part of the tiny facsimile seat set into the door panel beside you. Page 32. There is interior space sufficient for a quartet of 6-footers because total interior volume measures 87 cubic feet, scarcely less than the volume provided in some Mercedes-Benz sedans. The goal of seat design was not only magnificent comfort, but sustained comfort in a prolonged sitting position. Mercedes-Benz believes the key is firm support of your body, helping maintain good circulation and thus reducing fatigue. For welcome comfort on cold winter mornings, both front seats are electrically heated. All 4 occupants nestle into their own individual seats. The front seatbacks are normally locked in place with the engine running. To facilitate entry and exit for those in the rear, they automatically unlock whenever the driver's door is opened. You can choose natural leather or plush velour seat upholstery for your 500 SEC at no extra cost. Your authorized dealer can supply a chart of available colors. All 4 side windows electrically lower and disappear into the body. Every inch of window glass is subtly tinted against glare. 8 push buttons and a thumb wheel operate the automatic climate control system that's built into the 500 SEC. Dial the exact interior temperature you prefer and forget it. It will be automatically maintained year-round. Rear seat passengers enjoy the extra convenience of their own separate ventilation console, permitting their own volume and direction adjustments for fresh and cool air. Driver instrumentation includes a 7,000 RPM tachometer, speedometer, and clock, with analog gauges for fuel level, engine temperature, and engine oil pressure. Secondary instrumentation includes even an outside temperature indicator. Page 33. When that outside temperature approaches freezing, the exterior rear-view mirrors both automatically begin to electrically heat themselves to melt ice and slush. The windshield washer nozzles out on the hood are also electrically heated. The door sills, front seat backs, upper instrument panel surfaces, and even the automatic shift lever knob are padded. Fine textured velour is used to carpet the transmission tunnel, floor areas, and even the rear parcel shelf. Portions of the dashboard and center console are finished in genuine walnut veneer. Included as standard equipment are emergency tensioning retractors for both front seat belts and the Mercedes-Benz supplemental restraint system, which incorporates a driver's side airbag and knee bolster. As described earlier, both are designed to help enhance occupant restraint and thus help lessen the risk of serious injury to front occupants in a major frontal impact. Standard equipment also includes comprehensive electronic cruise control, an electronic AM/FM stereo radio with tape cassette player, 4 speakers, and a central locking system. Your 500 SEC is further protected by a built-in anti-theft alarm system that extends even to the radio and trunk lock. Note that if you choose the extra driving enjoyment of an electric sliding roof, it's provided at no extra cost. The body that encloses all this comfort and well-being is one of the most aerodynamically efficient shapes ever bestowed on a production automobile sold in North America. Coefficient of aerodynamic drag is a stunning 0.35. Its wedge-like shape helps create one extra dividend that may be as surprising as it is welcome. a sedan-sized 14.9 cubic foot trunk. Scrupulous aerodynamic detailing helps reduce wind noise to a mere whisper, even at highway cruising speeds. Foul weather dramatizes another subtle use of aerodynamics. Channels found at either side of the windshield are designed to intercept rainwater displaced by the wipers and aerodynamically route it upward and rearward along the roof before it can stream over your side windows and hamper your vision. The 500 SEC belongs on any list of the most desirable automobiles in the world today for the best of reasons, and it ranks as one of the most capable automobiles. Chapter 11, Standard Equipment for All Models. Page 34 and 35. Take a few moments to go over the charts on the next 2 pages. We'll put on the screen showing the standard features of all models covered in this brochure. According to the factory text, the length and comprehensive nature of these standard items may seem unusual, but in fact, they simply represent what Mercedes-Benz regards as necessary equipment for comfortable, safe, efficient driving in the world of today. They also help explain, in their length and comprehensiveness, why the list of options on the opposite page is so brief. An engine block heater is available for the 300 SD via a coupon placed in the owner's service and warranty booklet. It's redeemable at your dealer for no cost. The coupon expires 1 year from purchase date. Also available at no extra cost is an electrically powered sliding steel sunroof. As for extra cost options, leather seating shown in all interior pictures is standard on the 500 SEL and 500 SEC, and optional at extra cost on all other models which get the excellent Mercedes-Benz vinyl standard. Orthopedic front seats are optional at extra cost on all models. Velour upholstery is available at extra cost on all models except the 500 SEL and 500 SEC. Rear seat headrests, standard on the 500 SEL, are extra cost on all other models. Electrically heated front and rear seats are extra cost on 300 SD and 380 SE, standard on the 500 sedan and coupe. A 4-place seating configuration, providing 2 bucket-type seats rather than a bench seat in the rear, is available at extra cost only on the 500 SEL sedan. The Mercedes-Benz supplemental restraint system is optional on the 300 SD and 380 SE, standard on the 500 SEL and 500 SEC. Metallic paint in a choice of 12 colors is a non-extra cost option on all models. Chapter 12. Why the experience of owning a Mercedes-Benz is as unique as the experience of driving a Mercedes-Benz. Page 36. True automotive quality is increasingly being judged by what happens beyond the showroom, by the care and consideration given to the automobile and its owner long after the new car glow has faded. It's Mercedes-Benz policy that all other aspects of ownership should meet the standards of the automobile itself, a policy that's produced some reassuring extra measures. For example, so confident is Mercedes-Benz in the reliability of its automobiles that a limited warranty covering the first 48 months or 50,000 miles is in effect for every 1985 model sold in America. Wherever you drive your Mercedes-Benz in the United States, you're covered by another form of protection, one that can bring expert professional help to your side when it's most urgently needed. It's the unique Mercedes-Benz program called Roadside Assistance, initiated 3 years ago on a regional basis and now available in all contiguous states in the Union. Mondays through Fridays from 5 p.m. to midnight, weekends, and legal holidays from 8 a.m. to midnight. Should an owner encounter problems on the road, he can simply dial a special phone number to summon prompt help, such as an over-the-phone diagnosis or direct on-the-spot aid. The latter brings an official Mercedes-Benz roadside assistance vehicle, like the one shown here, with a trained technician. Roadside assistance is an extra level of service available exclusively to Mercedes-Benz owners. Your authorized dealer will be glad to provide any additional information you may require. He can furnish details of another unique program, the High Mileage Awards, whereby Mercedes-Benz presents special radiator badges to owners whose cars are shown to have reached 125,000, 312,500, or 625,000 miles traveled. One recent independent survey suggests that the Mercedes-Benz philosophy of excellence in owner care is having its effect. Mercedes-Benz owners were found to be more satisfied with the service and maintenance of their cars by authorized dealers than were owners of any of the other makes included in the survey, foreign or domestic. We hope you've enjoyed the pictures and info from this brochure, or at least, we hope it lulled you into some relaxing sleep. Being W126 owners and fanatics ourselves, we at Classic Cars Today Online have created a couple of pieces about these great cars. First, a complete history and buyer's guide, which covers their evolution from introduction through final years in the early 1990s. I don't mind saying it's pretty thorough, and you'll probably learn a thing or two you didn't know. And in the second one, we take an in-depth look at a rare W126 version covered in our general article, European 560S ELs with a little-known 822 package that featured a 300 horsepower V8, special exhaust headers, four-wheel hydropneumatic suspension, and other performance upgrades. The 822 package was created because Mercedes was afraid the W126 would be knocked off its pedestal by BMW's 12-cylinder 750iL, created in the mid-1980s. For each of those, we've left links for both the website articles and for the video versions in the comments field. And if you really want to help us, click like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.